everyone, Julian here today. Gonna be showing you how to make modern lo-fi ambient jungle Sewerslvt Machinegirl style. As usual, you get the full project files, samples, MIDI presets. Everything from this video is available at the top of the description on my website for just $5. It's one of the best things you can do right now to make the best music of your life. Definitely help support me, but really it's about supporting you guys, giving you these really awesome templates at an accessible price so we can all make the best music of our lives. Link at the top of the description. Once again, go ahead and go click that if you want to make the best music you've ever made before. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, and let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 170 BPM, and we're starting up here with the breakbeat. So, basically what we're doing here is we have kind of like our main breakbeat, and then these little fills up here. So, I'll show you the fills first. The fills are basically made by taking these breakbeats, it's just one layer each of them, and then chopping them a bit, right? Like there's a bit of reversing. Like that. That, and this one. And then it's just super distorting it. Like I literally have an amp simulator on that. And yeah, and then you high pass it after that. But it just gives it a really, really fat, crunchy texture. And it goes nicely because the other breakbeat, you know, it has some distortion. But it makes it so this is very clearly one thing. And then the main breakbeat is another. Then for the main breakbeat, so the way you're going to do this is it's usually going to be 2 layers. Anything more than that and it starts to get messy. And I think if you try to just do 1 layer, it's not really going to get that sound kind of like what you guys are hearing in these tracks. So 2 layers. One is going to be like a very kind of punchy break like this, right? Like you can really hear the kick and the snare on their own. And then one is going to be all crunchy and destroyed like this. Where on its own, obviously, it will be a little bit too much, but when you put them together, it makes a really good combo. And on the crunchy one, what it is, so I'll just turn everything off, and then we'll go one by one on the effects here and turn them on. So it starts like this. Then we have a high pass filter. An EQ with another high pass, and then really like a high end boost. This saturator with a hard curve, where you can see there's still a bit of like punch left, but it is starting to get very, very crunchy. And then a high pass filter after that, because sometimes the saturators can add low end. And then on the groove, we have just a little high end boost with this EQ here. And then a saturator, which the drive is not turned up, but it's on hard curve. So it is actually adding a little bit, but we're blending it. It's at 17%. So here's without this. With it. You can see it just pushes it a little bit more, kind of glues these together. And there you go. Those are the breakbeats. For the actual chopping, you know, if to get these 2 together, you just have to make the chops with one, and then find the other breakbeat, and then chop it to match that. So then we have this pad. So it's these like very jazzy kind of chords here. Like if you look at this one, for example, you can see, so this is like this A minor, but we're adding a 6th. Right, these are all just like minor 7th and 9th chords. So you get that really jazzy sort of like jungle feel to it, right? And then for the sound on this one, it's made with 2 layers. Now, this is kind of the best thing for these kinds of chords because you really want like a bit of the synth sound and a bit of the sample sort of sound, right? So we have like... So this is wavetable. It's this Galactica wavetable and the signs. You can see we have an LFO on the position of those two. On the position of oscillator 1 and then on the filter frequency. So it's giving it some movement, and then we have a noise unison, and then we have this Mellotron sample. Which you can hear sounds really cool, but then when you add in the wavetable layer, it just fills the whole thing out. We have a bit of reverb, and then a high pass filter, and then we have this 808. So this might seem complicated. What it basically is doing is it's just following the chord progression. Right, and then it's this like very bouncy kind of like 8th note groove. And you'll notice it kind of follows what the breakbeat does. Like it's when the breakbeat's it's dun 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 dun, kind of like with that. So it's literally just just following the chord progression and then using root note, octave of the root note, and then the 5th. And then again, just that 8th note groove to match the break chop. You want to start by chopping the breaks and then do the bass line to that. For the actual sound, it's this 808 sample, right? To get that kind of classic jungle sound like they did back in the day. A little bit of drum bus, but it's at 24%, so it's not really getting like, you know, it's not destroying the sound, it's just adding a bit more push. And then this bass cut actually at 46 hertz. Here's without it. And then with it. It's subtle, but when I was listening to these tracks, like Sewerslvt in particular, I noticed that when you do this bass cut, it just seems to get a bit closer. I think they do this in these tracks to kind of like just keep it a bit cleaner. And it allows you to really do like a crunchy breakbeat without messing up the master if you cut the bass there. Then the last layer here is the second pad. I'll play that with the pad. As you can see, it's just playing these single notes. It's playing C, F, and G, and then C sharp there to go back down. But it's creating this like dark, almost jazzy thing against the chord progression. So we got that, and then for the actual sound on this one, it's using the Sync Digital wavetable. We have a little LFO on that, as well as on an envelope on the filter frequency. We get this classic unison. We have a bit of echo, a bit of reverb. I have some saturation, which is being blended, so there's not that much of it. And then the Haas Effect, where you're basically just taking the left ear and the right ear, pushing the right ear 10 milliseconds after the left ear, and it makes this very wide. And then there we are. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, everything from this video is available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely don't miss out. Go grab it while it's still available. This is the top template on the market for the style. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. Enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.